Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I am glad you're here. First off, I just want to do a quick shout out and thank you to the channel members. I want to say thank you to all the channel subscribers. And I want to say thank you to anyone who comes in to just check out the knife and EDC content. I'm glad you're here. This is a new release from Kizer that they sent me to check out. It is a small EDC fixed blade, bushcrafter type knife, and it's called the Kizer Beaver. The Beaver is a cool little knife. It is a small but chunky little guy because you've got this nice G10 handle. You've got a full tang D2 blade. This is the budget version. They are available in a couple of other blade steels. It is got these, I don't know what you call these, not pivot collars, but got the collars around the hardware because the scales are removable if you need to get in there and clean it and whatnot. You've got jimping here on the back for your thumb, and then you've also got jimping up closer to the tip if you want to do those detail cuts more and have good grip. A nice choil here. You've also got a decent plunge grind. It could be deepened a little bit if it needed to. You can see that your, you can see that your plunge comes down right here, giving you, a couple of sharpenings. It could be done a little better, or this could have been cut up a little more, but I can do that with my Dremel. You've got contoured, or knocked down, I think these are contoured too, handles, a really big lanyard hole. I don't think of that as a pinky hole because you get your pinky stuck, but I guess you could put any kind of lanyard there if you wanted to extend that grip. Because once again, this is a little guy. I have cut a lot with it. I have put a clean edge on it after cutting with it. It seemed to sharpen up really well. I don't have any, idea of the HRC of this D2. It is black washed. I want to say, and I'll put a link in the description to this knife, but I want to say that it comes in under $50. And I think it's available at Amazon. I'll put a link to Kizer's website or Amazon. It comes with a Kydex sheath, and it does not come with the ulti-clip. It comes with one of the belt mount type of hardware systems, right? So you would basically put that, when it comes out of the box, it looks like that, so that if you wanted to, you could simply just pop it on your belt, close it up, and carry it externally. I like to do all mine kind of as pocket droppers, so I replaced this with the ulti-clip off one of my other knives just while I was carrying it and checking it out. You've got I struck a ferro rod. I can strike a ferro rod with this front up here. I could not get it to strike here between the jimps, but it feels sharp enough. So I'm a little bit surprised. Where did I put my ferro rod? There it is. Okay, so it will strike the ferro rod fine right there, either between the jimps or up there at the front. So it's a good little, I'll call it a micro or mini bushcrafter knife. It is a thicker blade. We'll get some measurements in a second, but it's plenty slicey. It came from the factory plenty slicey, and then I put an edge on it after using it some, just to mainly, not because it needed to be sharpened, but because I wanted to put an edge on it. See how the steel felt under the stones. I'm not a steel expert. I don't know shit about steels really, except that they will rust if you keep them out in the rain, and they cut shit if you keep them sharp. But it seemed to perform very well under the stone. I mean, it burred up very nicely. That's thinner cardboard. I need to get some thicker cardboard here, but I've cut and broke down an entire several boxes from Amazon. I'm a cardboard cutting fool. I really enjoy cutting cardboard. Even though I've got a huge recycling bin, I still cut down my cardboard to put it in there because, in all honesty, I'm mainly cutting cardboard. I'm cutting into cat food bags, I'm cutting paracord, I do some whittling. I've got one of those sticks that I cut notches in and stuff like that. But primarily it's cardboard packages and just opening different packaging, right? Different types of packaging. But the Beaver is, I was really surprised to get it because I knew that they were sending me a couple of knives, and one of the ones that I recently reviewed is this Kizer hair. I went ahead and put the clip back on it. It'll eventually be a giveaway. It is a really nice, larger size, Azo designed, the Kizer hair. A little bit bigger knife. A lot of similarities with the Beaver, even though the Beaver's not an, from what I can tell, it's not an Azo knife. But this one's a Nitro-V, a little bit more expensive because of the Nitro-V, and I think this guy's available in Nitro-V. I'm not sure. But you can see how much smaller the Beaver is than the hair. And the hair was a small knife. I really like this knife. It's a small, chunky knife, similar proportions in terms of the way the blade, jimping set up, the heavier texturing in the thicker grips. A lot of similarities, yet a lot of differences, right? So the Kizer hair, being a small EDC knife, I was kind of impressed to see that little guy. Well, I recently went to Amazon and I picked up this guy, this 3V little harpoon, because I love, love, love the full-size harpoon that I tried out. But you can see that the Beaver is even smaller than the mini harpoon. So I'll show it to you against a couple of larger knives, like the Vosteed Mink. And we will look at the Axial Alpine. So again, the Beaver is a little guy. I mean, he's a little chunky guy, right? It's got a lot of mass. It's a thicker knife. I would consider it a harder use knife than what you might find in some of the thinner, small fixed blades that I carry around are usually much thinner in all different ways. A good example of that is a review that will be coming up very soon on these little straight line knives. So this is another small little knife, but if you look at it from an EDC standpoint, it is much thinner, right? So this is more of a, I think of a citier knife, city using knife, whereas this one gives you some, you know, you've got some girth there if you need to beat on it. I haven't beaten on it, but I'd have no problem batoning this. I would have no problem just really using it hard. Let's get a couple of quick dimensions on this little guy. So she is 6 inches long. 6 inches long from nose to tip. The blade is, I'm going to call it right under 2 3/4, right around 2 3/4. And the handle is 3 1/4. If you look at from the back of the handle to this jimping, you're looking at 3 1/8. That's 3 1/8 from right here to back here. I've got plenty of grip there. I can see if your handle is a little bit bigger, this would be fine as a 3-finger knife, or you could put a tail on it if you wanted to. The cutting edge on this little guy is going to come in at 2.5 inches. So you've got 2.5 inches cutting area. And then let's zero out our calipers. And that D2 comes in at a thick 0.1580. Behind the edge, which I never get this dimension accurately, so take it with a grain of salt, 0.0145. The thickness of the handle comes in at a nice chunky 0.56. And that is what I feel gives me a really positive grip on this knife. The thickness of that handle, it just gives me a lot to hold on to, especially in hard cutting, pushing, pulling type of scenarios. You just got a really nice grip there. See how much this little guy weighs, and then we'll wrap it up. So its naked weight is 3.75 ounces. Pop it in the sheath, 5.5 ounces. So for me, it's like I say, it's a heavier use or thicker, more able fixed blade knife. And it's not just a little paper cutter. I think you could bang it through some stuff, but it's still a nice little tidy package. I've carried it in my back pocket. I've carried it in my right pocket. You don't feel it. You can, you know, it's a very comfortable knife to carry. You could also carry this with horizontal straps if you wanted to. You could carry it on the clip that it comes with if you want to carry it on the outside of your belt. But it is the Kizer Beaver. It is a cool little knife. I love to see small knives coming out, small fixed blades, just because it's kind of my jam. The Kydex sheath works very well, has great retention, really nice push-off point here, fires out of there. So yeah, I can, if you're looking for a small, thick, value conscious, under $50, and D2 doesn't bother you, that rhymed, this is a nice little knife. I would definitely say I would approve of this knife. Guys, I hope you like the content. If you're here still, hit the like button, please. And if you like the content and you haven't had a chance yet, please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon. It really does help me out, and I'll keep you updated when I go live, when we have content come out, and other miscellaneous shenanigans. Guys, I love you all. Look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your hearts and choose debate, not hate. Peace.